Hello and welcome to Divine Feminine Rising. Today I'm going to show you how to step into your true feminine power and own up to your truth so that you can create the most beautiful relationship with your divine partner and manifest the most magical life that you could possibly imagine. So before we go ahead, I'd love to tell you who this presentation is for so that I don't waste your time. This presentation is for you if you're a single woman that is trying to find a relationship. It's also for you if you are a woman that is in a relationship but you're unfulfilled in your current relationship. It is also for you if you're already in a fulfilling relationship but you want to take your relationship to another level. It is also for you if you're separated or divorced and you're looking to heal and create new inspiration and purpose in life. And you're also in the right place if you want to transform the relationship with yourself and unleash your true potential and power. If you stick around with me till the end of this video, I'll share with you why things haven't worked out for you in the past and what you can do to change that. So now a little bit about me and why you should listen to me. So my name is Maria Dimitrova and I'm a sex, love and relationship coach. I've helped many women through my coaching programs to transform the relationship with themselves so that they can become the most authentic and empowered version of themselves so that they can create the love life that they truly want and also the life that they truly desire to have. I've trained many women to say yes to their hearts and receive what they love in their life. And it has been a process. So I want to make a little disclaimer here. So I'm not some sort of guru that is trying to claim that I have all the answers. I'm actually just a woman that has suffered enough and said no to pain and suffering, and I decided to own up to my truth and change the outcomes of my life. So let me tell you a little bit about my story. So I come from a very small town and have a very painful past when it comes to my relationships. I was once very unaware of who I am as a woman. I didn't have a concept of boundaries, of values. I didn't know what I wanted in life, let alone in relationships. But I had a need and desire to be in a relationships because that was my truth. Unfortunately, not knowing myself and entering the relationships only put me in painful situations because what happened with me was I entered relationship without a concept of who I am. And as a result of this, I encountered many pains. So I was stuck in patterns of being attracted to men who are emotionally unavailable to me. And my needs were always overridden by the masculine. So I was a people pleaser and I wanted to please the man because I didn't believe that I could be loved for who I am. I didn't believe I was lovable. I didn't believe I was worthy of love. So therefore, I always tried to change myself to match my partner's needs in order to keep them there. Unfortunately, that was very painful for me and I always had to break out of this relationship because I felt every time I was losing myself. I just wasn't myself in the relationship and I always had to leave. Another example is that I always tried to diminish myself and become somebody else and try to change my partner. I believed that I needed to change my partner in order to fit my needs, in order to fit my visions. But that never worked out. You could probably see it never worked out. And my partners always try to change me to fit their visions and their ideas about life instead of acknowledging that we're just not compatible. So breakup after breakup with different kinds of men, I was really painfully hurt to the point where I went depressed. This was the lowest moment of my life. And even though it was the hardest moment, I decided that enough is enough. I'm no longer suffering. I'm no longer doing this to myself. I need to find a way out. Clearly, I cannot do it on my own. I need help. So thankfully, I had a really good job that was not my purpose, not something I was passionate about, but it was giving me the right amount of money that I needed in order to invest in my own personal training and development. So I found the best-in-class personal training development program, and I trained with many tantra coaches, shamans, intuitive coaches, life coaches, until I found the best tools and practices that helped me connect to my heart, release everything that's holding me back, and align myself with everything that I love to create in my life. As you can probably see, I transformed the relationship with myself, and therefore my life started mirroring that change. So I started enjoying meaningful connections. I met an incredible partner that amplifies my light, and I've never been happier in my life. I've also created business doing what I love in creating money with ease by helping people be happy and create love in their life. I created the lifestyle that I've always wanted, which is traveling and discovering new beautiful destinations. And also I discovered my passion for partner dancing, which is where I was guided to go, and this is where I actually met my beautiful partner. So if you are one of those women and you're like me that have suffered enough and wants to say no to pain and suffering, and you want to really create a lasting change, and you're really ready to go on that journey, deep dive within yourself, understand who you are and create what you love in life, stick with me on this video, because I'm going to share with you exactly what I did that helped me go from where I was and my painful experiences into the most authentic, happy and empowered version of myself, enjoying the life that I've created. So when I started working with clients, I had to look back and understand, what did I do exactly that helped me go from where I was to where I am now? And actually I discovered that some practices and tools and techniques that I've learned along my journey were better than the others. So what I created is I took those tools and techniques that worked better than others, that produced consistent results, more powerful results. I took them and created a 4-step formula. This 4-step formula is what I call the 4 pillars of true love and happiness. So the first step to true love and happiness is waking up. We cannot get away from that step, even though a lot of people try to avoid it. It is quite an uncomfortable step, and therefore a lot of people simply don't want to enter into that process of self-awareness. Unfortunately, it is the first step. So you've probably heard Carl Jung saying, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. It is so true. It is so true. Because the unconscious mind is the part of ourselves that from the moment we are conceived until the moment we die, it records every single thought, emotion, and experience that we enter into. Which means that it records our whole story of experiences, whether they're positive or negative, and they are just in this storage of ours that is called the unconscious mind. So we don't get to remember this unconscious mind. We don't get to remember every single story that we've been through. That's why it is called unconscious mind. And the reason why we don't remember it is because if we did happen to remember everything, we will be going about in pain every single day, because the vast amount of experiences that we have had will drive us crazy. And therefore the mind forgets, and we don't remember everything that we've been through. Unfortunately, everything that we don't remember is what directs our life, and we call it fate because we don't know, we're not aware of it. We're not aware of all the stories that direct our life. But let me explain to you something. So our unconscious mind is also the part of our brain that keeps us safe and secure and ensures that we can survive and actually have a life experience. So because that part is protecting us and keep us safe, as you can probably imagine, it is very useful, because we wouldn't be jumping off a cliff or jumping out the window thinking that we're not going to die, because this part of us is going to ring a bell, ring an alarm in our minds that this is dangerous, don't do it. So it is very useful in that way. It is very useful when we are younger and we don't have a concept about life to keep ourselves preserved and safe. Unfortunately, when we grow up, and we want to create a loving relationship, an incredible business, we want to live an abundant life, we want to create meaningful connections. All these beautiful things require to keep our hearts open, go for love, receive love, give love. And you can probably appreciate this is the hardest thing to do, because there are so many reasons to be scared and afraid of. Because in the past, all of us, I promise, all of us have been through experiences, even though we don't remember, that have been painful in the past. And this particular part of our brain is trying to protect us by avoiding situations that will put us in a situation where we feel vulnerable. So the way the unconscious mind works is that when we are born, we get to meet our parents and societies and relatives and school. And because of the experiences that we have, we don't get to meet our needs all the time. We don't get our needs met all the time. What does that mean? So we are human beings that come here on earth with specific needs. Okay, we need to feed, we need to be looked after. We are fully dependent on our parents. And when our needs are not met, we decide to make things mean something about us. But the truth is, our needs cannot be fully met because our parents have other things to do, not just look after us. They also have lives, they also have needs, they also have jobs. So they don't always meet our needs. Most of the times they don't even know what our needs are. They can only really guess. So our needs inevitably go unsatisfied, or at least some of them. For some people, most of them. It depends on your experience and your environment that you grew up in. So what happens in the child's mind is that the child makes this unfulfilled need mean something about it. So what happens is every time we don't get fed in the right time that we want to, or we don't receive emotional support from the mom, or we don't get validation from the father, every time we make these stories mean something about us. We make it mean that we're not lovable, that we're not good enough, that we're not worthy, that in order to receive love, we need to control, we need to be perfect, that we need to be a certain way in order to receive that love and attention from the mother and the father that we are looking for. And all of these are made up stories that are not true, but we make those experiences mean something about us. And as a result of these beliefs, we develop behaviors to compensate. They're called compensating strategies to compensate for what we believe that we are lacking in order to receive that love and validation that we are looking for from our parents. So I'm going to give you a few examples here how that works. So once we create these belief system and the stories, in our childhood mind, they become our imprint. This is a stamp on our brain, on our minds, that unless we make conscious, we're never able to heal. And every time we go about in life going for something that we love, we cannot go too further away from our belief system. And every time we go for something that we love, imagine it's an elastic band, one pillar is where our belief system is in our imprint, and then we try to go for something that we love. Every time we are going to go further away, we're going to be bounced back where our belief is. Why? Is because we haven't healed. We haven't healed this inner wounding in relation to, say, love in relationships or rejection or abandonment issue that is holding us back where we started off. Okay? So once we heal this relationship that we have within our minds with the masculine, with the feminine, and understand who we really are, unless we heal that part of ourselves, we will never be able to go much further away from that belief. We're constantly going to recreate our stories, not knowing what's going on, being completely unconscious about it. We're going to recreate the same patterns, the same behaviors. Every time we're going to fall in love with the wrong partners that give us the same experience, only to reaffirm that belief and that experience that this is true. And you will hear people saying, this always happens to me, okay? I know that I can't trust men. I know that men always treat me like this. Why can't I find the person that I truly love to create? Is because you have unconscious pattern that's not been healed, and you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just unaware of what is holding you back. And unless we make the unconscious conscious, we will not be able to get out of this pattern and create what we truly love in life. But I'm here to tell you that there is a way. There is a way, and the way is not as crazy, mystical, and difficult as you could probably already think. It is actually a lot easier and practical and down to earth, and I'm going to show you. So before we go ahead, I'm going to share with you a story about a client of mine. She's called Sophie. So she came to me. She's in her early 30s. She came to me because she wanted to create a loving relationship. Unfortunately, she was stuck in a pattern of narcissistic relationships where her partner was narcissistic, and she was never able to get her needs met in a relationship. She was never able to voice herself out. She was never able to hold her space. She was never able to communicate her needs. She didn't even know what her needs were in the first place. So she always ended up in incompatible relationships. So after we started working together, we realized that the reason why she was finding all these narcissistic men that are unable to meet her own needs is because she had an unconscious wounding in relation to the masculine. She grew up in an environment where her father was busy providing for the family, and the emotional needs were the last thing on his mind that he needed to do. So what Sophie made up in her mind is that she's not lovable the way she is. And as a result of that belief, she started focusing on created a lot of work for herself in order to prove that she's good enough and worthy of the love of her partner, and therefore focused all of her energy into working and creating immense success, and also being the perfect partner that she could possibly have so that she can create a relationship. As you could see, she wasn't going for success, she was going for a relationship, but she believed that this condition of her being successful needed to exist before she go into a loving relationship, because she didn't believe that she's lovable just for who she is. So she had to earn it. So she literally spent all of her time and years to work her ass off in order to deserve and receive love. And as you can probably see, she didn't succeed because her energy was not going towards a loving relationship. Her energy was going into creating success. So she either was unable to meet men, or if she met men, they were always emotionally unavailable men who weren't able to meet her needs because this is what she believed. And her reality was matching what she believes. So as you can probably appreciate, until we healed that moment, she was not able to create a shift. Once we healed and worked through that healing, we brought the light into the wound, as ancient spiritual practices suggest, we were able to free Sophie from her own unconscious story, and she was able to meet her partner. A few months down the line, she met her dream relationship. She felt she was in this beautiful, incredible relationship that amplifies her and helps her grow and develop in the most beautiful version of herself. And literally last month, I received a message from her that she had got engaged and actually even married. So I'm obviously happy beyond measure that I'm able to support my clients create these beautiful, loving relationships and say yes to their hearts. So as you can see from this example, until you made the unconscious conscious and heal yourself from that pain, you will never be able to make that change and transformation in your life. So going into step number 2. Step number 2 is meeting your heart. So we work here of the idea that we're all born with our true nature. We don't get to choose our true nature in life. We are born with it. And as a result of this, there's 2 ways of going about life. So we can either go about life ignoring our true nature, not knowing it, or knowing it and resisting it. When we apply one of those 2 ways, we always end up unfulfilled and unsatisfied. Okay, most of us either ignore it and don't know it, or resist our own true nature because we don't believe that we deserve to exist in this world. We believe that there are parts of ourselves that are unviable in life and that we are not allowed to be who we are. Or if we become who we are, we're going to be violated, rejected, abandoned. We're not going to be able to receive the love that we truly want. And therefore, we either ignore or reject our own true nature. As a result of this, all of us make choices and go about in life creating these compensating strategies, creating wealth, creating jobs and friendships that are not meaningful to us. They're not coming from our hearts, but they're coming from what we believe we need to do in order to get to what we love, which essentially distracts us, takes us on a different trajectory, as you can probably appreciate by now, rather than going for what we truly love in life because of our belief system. But that kind of approach will never really work because at a fundamental level, we are pure life force energy that is in constant flux. Nothing is a constant, but we are in constant movement, right? So our life force energy is constantly moving and evolving and looking for expression. And until we tap into that pure life force inside of us, until we get to know who we are, what our values are, what we value, what we appreciate, what is truly meaningful to us, we will never be able to realize it. You cannot create something that you don't know, that you're not aware of, right? So unless we create that space and time for ourselves to deeply meet our hearts, to deeply understand who we are and what we want to create in a relationship for ourselves, and what impact do we want to make in the world, what's our purpose, what creates meaning in our life, we will never be able to be truly satisfied. You can create all the riches, you can create all the relationships in the world. You will succeed because everything that we put our energy into succeeds, right? So if you put your energy to create a relationship, you will succeed. You will create a relationship, but will that be a fulfilling relationship, right? Will that give you the true satisfaction and fulfillment that we're all looking for on a deeper level? Do you want the relationship to be just a plain relationship, or do you want your relationship to feel the right thing, like you're meant to be together, like this spiritual experience that you have never had before? Okay, we all want that. Let's admit it. We all want that, and a lot of us can admit that we don't believe that this is possible. And it's true, it is not possible on the level that we're at. But if we deep dive into ourselves, if we meet our wounds and our hearts, we are going to be able to create the necessary shifts and make that possible and available to us. And I promise you, it is available to every single one of us. We can create the relationship that we truly love to have, no matter where you're coming from, no matter your experiences from the past. You have the inherent capacity and capability to receive love, to give love, and create everything that you love in life. So stick with me a little longer and I'll give you a little more information about it. So after we meet our hearts and know who we are, know our values, and know what we need to know about ourselves, we are ready to meet relationships, to meet other people in their own authenticity as well. So conscious loving is the third step, and is the third step because we cannot meet other people unless we meet ourselves first. And once we meet ourselves first, then we can bring ourselves into a relationship with other people. You see, we are social beings. We cannot thrive in life without meaningful relationships and connections with people, whether that's friendships, intimate relationships. We thrive. It is proven that we thrive as part of a community. The more meaningful our relationships are, the greater the happiness. It is actually statistically proven that the quality of relationships determine our happiness in life. And you see, we cannot create deep and meaningful relationships unless we are super authentic. Unless we bring our true selves, we will never be able to enjoy fulfilling relationships. Why? Well, if you think about it, anything other than authentic is just not us. And every time we show up in a relationship as not our true self is going to create unfulfillment on some level. And therefore, the only way to create a fulfilling relationship is to get to know yourself so that you can show yourself up in your full authenticity in that relationship. So being able to bring yourself to your authenticity and keep bringing yourself back to that authentic self is really, really important. It is not a process where you meet yourself once and that's it. No, because you're constantly evolving, you're constantly changing. It is a process of constantly bringing yourself back into your true self, back into your authenticity, even as part of a relationship, to make sure that you constantly new evolving needs and desires and awarenesses are coming to you, and you're giving them to yourself. You're saying yes to your own needs and desires, and you're communicating that to your partner, and you can allow and receive, their love and your needs being met. It is a constant process where in this step, I teach the different dynamics in relationships. Here we uncover what kind of dynamic do you want to be in a relationship and how to keep your heart open in a relationship and love authentically and freely yourself and your partner, so that both of you can harmoniously coexist and even amplify each other's lights, amplify each other's lives infinitely. So that's step number 3. And then we come, last but not least, step number 4. It is create your destiny. Now that you're able to meet yourself, bring yourself into a relationship, it is time to go and create the relationship that you truly want. So the first 3 steps are your preparation before you go about creating what you truly love in life. And step number 4 is teaching about all the tools and techniques that we could use to go from one place in life to another. In step number 4, we look at ourselves as vibrational beings, because everything, it is proven nowadays, finally science is catching up to everything that spiritual leaders knew from centuries, that on a vibrational level, on the deepest level, smallest and fundamental level, we are all energy and we are constantly moving. Nothing is a constant. So if we are energy, the only thing that we need to do in order to receive our life that we truly love to create is to attune ourselves to that vibration, just like a radio. You attune the radio in your car, or at least that's how you used to go back in the day, to the vibration, to the frequency that you want to have, and then that frequency matches the frequency of the radio, and then you receive the signal from it. It is exactly the same way we can work it out in our life. So if you are in one place, regardless of whether it is painful or not painful, regardless of where you're coming from, you always can adjust yourself to the frequency of what you love and therefore receive that in your life, because what you love already exists at a certain vibration, and the only reason why you don't have it in your life is because you don't operate on that level. Simple as that. So because our life is a mirror of ourselves, the only thing that we need to do is to work on ourselves. There is nothing that we need to do in the outside world that can change our reality as much as we could change ourselves. We have no power over other people, circumstances, situations. We only have power over ourselves. And that is a blessing. And by the end of this video, I hope you can appreciate that, because now that we know that everything is in our hands, in our own inner self, we could literally dive deep in, change our frequencies, and receive everything that we truly want. And change the frequency happens by releasing all the frequencies that are holding you back, releasing all your painful experiences from the past, becoming conscious of all the painful experiences that you had, and slowly bringing love and forgiveness and releasing yourselves, bringing healing into the wound so that you can free yourself from that heavy vibration and you can amplify and raise your vibration. And step by step you can raise your vibration to the vibration of love, and this is when magic happens. At the vibration of love we receive the loving relationship, we receive the love that we truly want, the life that we truly want, all the meaningful relationships and everything that you truly desire and love in your life. And life becomes so much more beautiful when you don't have to deal with your pain on an everyday basis, because every time we avoid bringing our hearts into a relationship or into something that we are going into, we recreate our past, we recreate our pain, and therefore we experience that pain over and over again. But here is my invitation, here is my calling to you. Because as a woman, I know how painful it can be. We are all wounded in relation to what we truly love because of our experiences from the past, and because we've been so suppressed for centuries and centuries back. In our history, women are so suppressed, and we don't have the inherent ability to be who we are and bring our needs to the table. And therefore, I'm strongly calling you here to hear your inner voice, to hear your inner calling, because if you're already listening to this video and you've gotten to this point now, you already feel this inner calling for change, inner calling for self-expression, and inner calling to actually be happy in life. Let me ask you, well, how is it worth living if not living for what you truly love? Life is meant to help us evolve, become aware, face our issues and challenges that we faced in the past, and really grow out of it, grow out of that pain and come into love so that we can receive what we love. There's no better meaning in life than going for what you truly love in life. So I want to share with you another story from my client Lucia. So she is a clothes designer in her late 30s. She came to me because she wanted to launch her new brand for men, but she's been failing to do so over the past year. And after working together, we discovered that she had a trauma in relation to the masculine. She created a belief that men were disgusting and created this energy field around herself that repels and pushes men away. As a result of this, her brand for women was thriving and successful because her relationship with her man was amazing. Her mom was meeting her needs, and she was able to create a lot of clients for herself. But her brand for men wasn't enjoying this success. In fact, if men were a tool going into the shops that she had, they were not the right people for this right brand, so they were never buying anything. So her brand for men was just unsuccessful. After we worked together and healed this relationship to the masculine, Lucia was able to launch her new brand for men, receive the clients that were the right fit for her brand, and therefore she enjoyed so much success that she had to expand her business to other locations in Europe. That gave her the lifestyle that she truly wanted. She started traveling to the places of her dreams, and also she created, as a result of this, enough income to create the beautiful love flat in the location of her dreams. As you can probably appreciate, she is now truly happy and fulfilled, and you can see how unconscious patterns and behaviors of something so simple that happened in the past can really stop us and prevent us from going for what we truly love in life. And with such a simple shift, we can create so much more than we can even imagine. Trust me, Lucia didn't know she could have this beautiful flat and this beautiful lifestyle, and she thought that she was stuck in life, and she was, until we understood what's holding her back in her unconscious mind. And once we were able to heal that, she was able to create incredible results. So I want to invite you now at this point, if you resonate with my own story or with the story of Sophia or Lucia, please book yourself a free deep dive call with me. I'm a professional who is very trained in deep intuitive practices. I am trained in intuition, and intuition, if you don't know what it is, intuition is inner Tao. It is the inner God. And I don't want to go into religious connotations here. By God, I mean the greater consciousness, the part of us that is connected to everything and everyone in existence. Because as we said so far, our unconscious mind is just a reflection of our past. It's just our past experiences. It has nothing to do with who we are in this present moment. There's also another part of us, which is our greater levels of awareness, that is connected to everything and everyone in existence, that speaks to us via our intuition. The intuition is the language of our higher levels of awareness that help us connect to our deeper truths and being guided onto our journey of self-awareness, self-discovery, and self-expression. So what I'd like to do with you on this free call that you could book is to help you understand on a deeper level what it is that you truly want in life, where you're stuck in life, and how to get out of this situation. We will not be able to create a structure or a plan and a step-by-step plan from start to finish, because it doesn't work this way. Everybody is unique, everybody has their own journey, and we can only unfold the plan every step of the way. That means that I can only give you the next step, and once you take that next step, the next step appears. It is literally like a path that you're walking. Your journey is like a jungle, and every step of the way you need to take the next step in order to see the next step. You cannot see the full plan and the full journey, but you can clearly see where you want to go, where you're coming from, and what is your next step, and that is more than enough. So during that call, we're going to have 45 minutes where I'll intuitively, just like psychics do, I could help you tune into your true nature and purpose and understand where you want to be in life, where you are now, and create the next step for you. Once we do this, you'll be able to gain a lot of value and clarity from this call, and we can see whether we could work together going forward. So the reason why we can have this call is to see whether we are a good match, whether first I can help you to get there, and whether you are the right fit. The reason why I introduced that step, whether you're the right fit, is because I only work with women who take this work seriously. I do not want to work with women who expect somebody else to do the job for them, because I've played that game in the past and it's very unfulfilling and unrewarding. You see, I'm somebody who focuses on quality and not quantity. I only work with small, intimate groups and offer personalized experiences and make real impact. The reason why I do this is because I was once that woman that was in pain, that was suffering, that was creating all of these painful experiences for herself. And I had a real calling to help other women like me stop that suffering, okay? To stop that suffering and create something really meaningful for themselves, because I don't believe that there is a better way of living than going for what you love in life. And I really want to create that real impact, okay? I really want to help other women like me create what they love in life. And therefore, I do not want to just take your money without being able to help you. So this call is to understand, can I actually help you, and whether you're the right fit. Whether you're the right fit means, do you have the personality that is really ready to go, ready to take action, ready to take this seriously, and are you really ready to jump with 2 feet and 2 hands into these experiences? Because as you can probably imagine, sometimes it will be challenging. If you're a woman that for 30 odd years, for example, has been stuck in pleasing other people, you can see and appreciate that creating lasting change and owning up to your truth and expressing yourself can take some time. Obviously, I'm there to support you. I'm there to help you. We also have a community of beautiful, empowered women that are also going to support you on that journey. And it's a safe space, safe container for every part of you to exist, so that you can meet yourself. You can meet even your darkest corners, get the necessary release and healing and support, right? And support that you need in order to come out, and be authentic, own yourself, own your truth in the world, as part of a relationship, as part of a community, and really bring your heart to the world. And in order to do this, I'm ready to support you, but I would support you if you're ready to go. I'm not going to support you if you don't want to be helped, because I cannot help somebody who don't want to help yourself. It's a two-way relationship. We can only do this together. And if you're ready to work together, I'm more than ready to support you. I promise you, I'll give you the right tools and techniques and the right support that you need in order to really shine your magic. So because of this, we have this call, so that I can get to know you, I can understand you, see whether I can help you and whether you're the right fit for me to work together, but also for the group that I'm hosting. As I said, I work with very small amount of women because I want to give this personalized experiences and create a real impact. Therefore, I only release a few spots a month. And to be honest, I don't even fill those spots all the time, because sometimes the women that book their calls with me, just not the right fit. They don't seem to be ready to do the work. So if you are ready to do the work and you really resonate with me and you've listened to this point, that means that you know that there's something that is not working out in your life the way you do it. Clearly you're unhappy and unsatisfied in some area of your life and you want to create change, but you most likely don't even know how. Because a lot of materials out there on the internet, on YouTube, and on social media just tell you need to love yourself, you need to have boundaries, you need to go for your true life, but nobody tells you how. How do you know what you want? How do you go about creating all these things? Nobody tells you how. But I'm here to tell you how, because I've been there and I had to work the way out myself, and I'm ready to share it with you. I have this formula, 4-step formula for true love and happiness, and you can really dive deep into yourself and really uncover everything that you're looking for, because all the answers are within. So on this call, you will get a ton of value and clarity. You will literally understand where you want to be in life, where are you stuck, why are you stuck, what's holding you back in your unconscious, and what is your next step towards creating the life that you truly want to create. And literally, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain on this call. So there's absolutely no reason why you wouldn't book it, okay? There's absolutely no reason why you wouldn't book it. And if you really resonate with me, you love my energy, you resonate with what I'm saying, you resonate with the depth that I can give you, then book that call immediately, because I promise you it's going to be the most life-changing call that you'll ever have. So the one last thing that I need to mention to you is that after you book that call, you're going to be sent a form to fill out. It's going to be form. This form is there so that I can get to know you just a slightly bit better before that call. Because on the call we have 45 minutes. And in order for me to maximize the time with you so that we can go straight in and dive deep into helping you, providing value in this 45 minutes, I'll need just a tiny bit of information about you beforehand. That means that you will see questions like, what do you think is holding you back? Are you ready to go on this journey? When are you ready to start? If you are ready to start this journey, etc. There are very simple questions. It only takes a few minutes to fill out, and the better you fill out the form, the better the call will be, and the better I'll be able to help you. So please take the time to fill out the form so that we can actually provide the most value for you during that call. Honestly, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to help you. It is my mission to raise awareness about rising in love rather than falling in love. And I'm really happy and excited to support you, to meet you, to see what you're struggling with, to be there for you. Because I believe in connection, in oneness, and I believe that us ladies have to put crowns on each other rather than exposing our vulnerabilities. I believe that we can have safe space for each other as part of a community and grow together into the most beautiful and authentic version of ourselves and create what we love in life. And what a better place, to do that than a empowered group of women. Okay, so I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to meet you. I'd love to get to know you. If you're ready to go on this journey, book your call with me and let's create some magic together. Have a fabulous day.